Roland Garros, the French Open. Get ready for May on Eurosport.
Welcome back once more to Valence and the European Championship karting, and we move on now to the two races from Formula Super A, the top category of 100cc karting in the world. And this is serious stuff. The factory teams that are involved at this sort of level spending an awful lot of money to try and make sure that they win the European and World Championships. The drivers are very experienced kartists. They have to be to get to this level. You only qualify for Formula Super A if you've performed well in Formula A beforehand. The top 10 from the Formula A the previous year have to go up into Formula Super A, so Formula A always seems new blood coming in, and it means the top kartists are there in Formula Super A. So they're coming round on their formation lap now, ready to take the start of their first race. They again went through qualifying to start off with, then 3 sets of heats each, and their finishing positions in those 3 heats determining their grid positions for this, the first final, and then the grid positions for the second final determined from their finishing positions in this one. Well, in fact, the fastest driver in the qualifying sessions in the Super A was the girl driver from Holland, Charlotte Helberg, who's a very experienced kartist, champion as well, but she was not to get through the heats, unfortunately, and she has not made it through to this first final. Very difficult for her to battle her way through, and she had problems in those heats and hasn't made it through to this first final, but everyone else has on this grid, and the first race gets underway, and steaming down to the first corner, everybody trying to find their way through. And the man leading it at the moment, Alessandro Manetti from pole position, the Italian on his CRG, and just tucked in behind him at the moment it's Milton Ritabris, number 11, tucked in behind him, number 3, Gianluca Beggio, Max Beggio in 3rd place, and the rest of them fighting their way through. Watch out for the Britons in this one. Number 25, Michael Simpson, who raced in the European and World Championships last year. He qualified a little bit further down the order, but not too far down. You'll spot him just a little bit behind this leading group. As a change for the lead there, second place as Max Beggio going through into second place. So the number 3 card of Max Beggio now up into second, and chasing after Alessandro Manetti, who's in the lead. Beggio with former Formula 3 experience. He used to race in Formula 3 himself, came back to karting, and very, very quick in karting indeed. He was second in the European Championships last year. There is Michael Simpson, number 25. We've just got a view of the back of his car, running with the St. George's Cross on his helmet, the white and red colours. So keep an eye out for him as the battles continue all the way through. It's difficult to keep up with the action sometimes in 100cc karting. It's fast and furious, but very, very good and very skillful as well. You can see these top guys really know their stuff, and you can see why it's such an ideal training ground for the world of single-seater driving and any form of motor racing. They really have to know their racecraft, and the slightest mistake at this sort of level of competition sees you finishing absolutely nowhere. So Max Beggio in control up at the front of the field and looking to try and improve on that second place in the European Championships last year. He had 2 seconds here last year at Valence, and well, he's looking to certainly improve on that this time around. 55, Daniele Parilla, who's former champion himself, just holding on to 4th place at the moment and looking to try and challenge for 3rd position. There he is, number 55, Daniele Parilla, one of the quickest regularly over the last couple of seasons with a tremendous record. He's now beginning to pressurize for that 3rd place, and in fact it looks to me as though he may well just have dived down the inside there. Has he managed to get through? No, not quite. He's still in 4th place, and the 1992 European champion now looking to try and move up another position. He's got to watch out from behind though, because he's coming under a fair bit of pressure himself from Johnny Myslievich, and Myslievich on the number 27 car really is another man to be reckoned with, so he's really got to watch out from behind as well, has Perilla, otherwise he's going to be in trouble. Mislievich just behind him from Sweden. He's had a great record in karting as well. Last year, competed in the European Championships. Finished 5th in the World Championships back in 1991, so he's been competing now for a few seasons, and he's applying that pressure to Daniele Perilla in 4th position. Holding on to 3rd though, still Milton Ritabris. Ritabris just tucked in behind our earlier race leader, Alessandro Manetti, but it's still Gianluca Beggia. Max Beggia out in front at the moment on the number 3. Let's look back, see who else there. You can see Simpson in the background, still in the top 10, 25. Through he goes. And there, number 1, Nicolas Gianniberti, last year's champion, last year's world champion and European champion in Formula Super A. He was European champion in Formula A the year before. And this guy really has got a tremendous record. He's running on his father's kart this year. His father has built his own kart. It's called the Jolly Kart. And Gianniberti trying to repeat his victories in the championships from last year on this new kart. So he's really got quite a lot to do here. He's not right up with the front runners. He's not far off, but it's so competitive that just being a fraction off the pace. And here's Perilla trying to take that 3rd place away, and he does indeed. Daniele Perilla moving up into 3rd place, just managing to find a way past Ritabris. Ritabris down 1 now, and in fact it looks as though Mislievich has just been demoted by 1. There goes Simpson, there goes Gianniberti on the number 1 machine. And Gianniberti certainly not having it all his own way as he has done in the past. He's really having to work for it now. There is Simpson then, and he is just in front of, at the moment, the number 32 kart of Andrea Bellici, as Max Beggio continues to lead from Perilla, who's come up into 2nd position now. So Perilla really on a charge, and the man who's talking about going into the European Opel Lotus Championship car racing this year, looks as though he's going to start applying some pressure to Max Beggio now. Still behind him, Ritabris in 3rd place. 4th place has come Alessandro Manetti after leading the race for a while. He's really dropped back down the order a bit, and that looks like it could have been David Terrien going slowly in the background there. Last year's world champion in Formula A on the Sodi kart, really not going so well this weekend. His qualifying times were well down, and he really hasn't had such a good run. As we see a change to the lead, Perilla takes the lead from Max Beggio. Daniele Perilla in front now on the number 55 machine, and Max Beggio demoted to 2nd. And former European champion Perilla really looking very, very strong now on the Swiss Hutless kart, using Bridgestone tyres. This a battle between Bridgestone, Dunlop and Vega tyres in the world of Formula Super A karting. It looks as though the Bridgestone tyres have the advantage, because it's Bridgestone's leading Daniele Perilla ahead of Max Beggio, who's using Dunlops, and Ritabris, who's on the Vegas. So the top 3 with 3 different tyre types, and of course different responses through the course of the race, as Ritabris there being demoted 1 place, moving up into, oh, he's going to lose another one if he's not too careful. Coming up and passing him is Alessandro Manetti, so Manetti's got himself past Ritabris and takes away that other place, and now he's under a fair bit of pressure himself as well from Guy Denis. And Guy Denis, the man who won last year in the European Championship as well. And he now really beginning to apply some pressure himself. There is Manetti, the pole man. Oh, look at that, really having to correct it a fair bit there. Not as smooth as would be ideal, flicking it in on the brakes, but having to really work at it to keep it corrected all the way through the corner. Johnny Mislievich trying to move up now. Still Perilla and Beggio up front. Then in 3rd place, Alessandro Manetti. Manetti just ahead of Johnny Mislievich, and he's got to watch out from that attack from Guy Denis. Denise, the Belgian, with an excellent record from last season, winning the European Series by just 1 point from David Terriat last year. But he's going to have to perform a bit better than this if he's going to win this year's European Championship as well. But he's managed to get past Manetti. They both get past Manetti, in fact. So Manetti just runs a little bit wide, goes in a bit too quick, and the two getting past him. So now Johnny Mislievich has managed to nip through there. But still the leaders, Daniele Perilla holding on in front at this stage. Manetti now coming under some more pressure himself from the number 67, Jarno Trulli. So Trulli now getting onto this sort of lead group and beginning to make his presence felt. Johnny Mislievich there, still just ahead of Guy Denise. There is race leader, there's second place, third, fourth, fifth. In the blink of an eye, they all flash through. And Jarno Trulli on the number 67, now with getting past our former pole sitter, Alessandro Manetti. Trulli now beginning to look very strong indeed. Former world champion himself back in 1991. But look at this, and Beggio in trouble. He loses second place now. Johnny Mislievich going up into second. Perilla seems to have managed to escape the clutches a little bit now, and Johnny Mislievich goes up into second place. Max Beggio down to third position, but under increasing pressure now from Guy Denise. And Denise looking for a way through. The Belgian driver really looking to attack now, but now he's being passed down the inside there. Guy Denise running wide, and that's allowed Jarno Trulli to come through. So Trulli now making up a position, and he's now attacking Max Beggio for that third place. So there goes Perilla, there goes Mislievich, now Beggio, and there is Jarno Trulli in fourth position, having made up a couple of places just on that one lap. Mistakes from those ahead of him, and it only takes the slightest mistakes. Now Trulli coming down the inside, lovely manoeuvre there to get past Beggio, and taking third place now. So Trulli really is on a charge. He's also on the Bridgestone tyres, and it looks as though maybe the Bridgestone tyres lasting the distance a little better. He really is cutting his way through the field at the moment. Max Beggio still holding on behind him in fourth place, under pressure still from the Belgian Guy Denise. And then tucked down in the background, number 85, just managing to hold off the advances of those around as well. But the race leader's already through, and Daniele Perilla still in control. Beggio still under a lot of pressure from Alessandro Manetti. And Manetti going down the inside of Beggio. Yes, he gets through. Beggio just seems to be going off the ball a little bit. Perhaps the kart sliding around a little bit too much now. And it looks as though Beggio's reign at the front here is being challenged. And perhaps the Dunlop tyres on Beggio's car not lasting the distance quite so well. Guy Denise then going through, holding on to fourth place still. Fair bit of pressure on him from Giancarlo Fisichella. Now Fisichella on the number 65 machine there. Keep your eye out for him. There he is, just in behind Guy Denise. He's racing an Italian Formula 3 championship this year. He's already won a couple of the races, and he's actually leading the Italian Formula 3 series. Here he goes. He's going past Guy Denise down the inside. Oh, they're side by side, and Denise on the grass, or on the dirt on the outside, and Denise losing the place. So Fisichella going through, and there he is, Fisichella, number 65. Not only is he competing in the Formula 3 championship, he's a works driver in the Formula Super A karting as well. Just shows you how serious this is. They get their good drivers, they want to hang on to them even when they move up into Formula 3. It's worth so much to the top factory teams to be winning at this level that they will get their top drivers, and these are professional kart drivers, these guys. They really are the very top of the tree in the sport. There's Beggio, the man who was well up. There's Gianni Berti, Nicolas Gianni Berti, still not going as well as we might have expected. Just inside the top 10, but really last year's champion and champion from the year before, both in the two different classes, A and Super A. But, well, he's struggling a little bit to find the same sort of form that he had on the Haas kart last year. Perhaps the new Jolly kart not quite up to the same standard. There's Perilla gone through. There in second place then is Jarno Trulli, being chased still by Johnny Mislievich. And this the battle at the moment. 4 seconds still. Mislievich has managed to stay pretty well with Jarno Trulli, and Trulli really hasn't managed to catch Daniele Perilla by as much as he would have wanted. They're coming into the final stages of the race, and there we see Perilla winning it then, from Trulli in second place, Johnny Mislievich in third, and Giancarlo Fisichella in fourth place. Michael Simpson a bit further down the order. Better luck in the next race, which comes up in a moment.
Eurosport.
Faster. Higher. Stronger. Once a month, the Olympic magazine brings you the greatest moments from the history of the Olympic Games. And a worldwide exclusive, Eurosport brings you the latest Olympic news from behind the scenes at the IOC. Olympic magazine, every month on Eurosport.
The Eurosport phone-in competition with Club Mediterranee. This week you can win a trip for two to the Don Miguel Village Club, Spain. Also to be won, Fruit of the Loom Leisurewear. Just dial the following number right now.
Hello.
Hello?
And good luck. Artistic gymnastics, the European Championships. Football, the Euro Cup finals. Athletics, the New York Games. Golf, the PGA Championship in Wentworth. Tennis, Roland Garros, the French Open. Get ready for May on Eurosport.
Welcome back for the final race of the weekend at Valence. It's the second final of the Formula Super A karts, the top league of 100cc two-stroke karting. These youngsters with a great future ahead of them, certainly the ones who are winning here, could well be seen in the world of single-seater motor racing very, very soon. They're coming round at the end of the Four Nation lap, and we get the race underway. And Daniele Perilla, the man who won the first final, taking control out in front and looking to try and repeat that performance again. He's being chased by Jarno Trulli in second position, the man who came up well in that first race. Both of them using Bridgestone tyres. Now can Trulli, who's a little bit closer this time, try and get through. More action down the field, but everyone seemingly to get through that first couple of corners reasonably safely. There's Guy Denis again, and Max Biggio, same little group as before. Jarno Trulli having a little challenge on the lead. Trulli down the inside, and in fact, it looks like Perilla's lost 2, if not 3 places. Well, he nearly lost 3 places. He just managed to cover third, because Johnny Mislievich went through as well. Perilla just a little too late on the brake. He couldn't get it turned in. He had to just run a little bit wide. Oh, and he's lost more time again. Perhaps problems for Perilla, or perhaps just getting a bit carried away. He's kept it all straight, but he really has lost a lot of time. And Perilla way down the order now after leading. Look at that, he's losing another place. Surely must be problems for him. This man who's so experienced, only a young lad, but he's very experienced on karts. We wouldn't have expected to see him that far down the order that quickly. There's number 4, Matthew Davis, the other Brit in the race. And Bobby Game also in the race as well, number 19. So try and keep your eyes open. There's Davis just trying to find his way past. There's Bobby Game, number 19, a little further down the order, and trying to make his way up through the field. Jarno Trulli still leading then, and it looks like Fisichella coming through into second place. Indeed he does. So Giancarlo Fisichella up into second place. Johnny Mislievich down into third place. There's Nicholas Gianniberti, still trying to make up some ground, ending up finishing that first race in 9th position and holding on to similar position here in the second final. Points to be gained from both these races, so very important for these guys' careers to really get as many points as possible at each round of the championship. They can drop 3 scores throughout the year, but only 8 races. It's not as many races in which to really make up for any dramas or accidents that might happen. This is Jarno Trulli still leading the race then. The Italian holding control over the other Italian, Giancarlo Fisichella. And they're both managing to stay in front of Johnny Mislievich at the moment. The rest of the field streaming through. And somebody else trying to dive down the inside. Mislievich in third place from Sweden. And done well in the Swedish Championships of karting in the past. Started racing in karts, there he is, back in 1985. These lads really starting off at a very young age. He's 20 years old now as Beggio. Oh, Beggio gets it completely crossed up, trying to get past Minetti, but he did it. And Beggio just about managing to get through. Beggio a little older than a lot of these guys. Beggio 24 years old. So not exactly old, but certainly older than some of them. Only 18, 17, quite a lot of these young kartists really trying to forge their way through. And still out in front, it's Jarno Trulli, former world champion, wanting to try and repeat that. Just trying to hold off Giancarlo Fisichella at the moment, who won in Formula 3 this last weekend. And Fisichella looking for a way past Trulli. Oh, he nearly managed it around the outside. Great attempt there, but just wasn't quite enough grip on the outside line. He's got to watch out now because Johnny Mislievich is right behind him again. And if he doesn't watch out, he's going to lose second place. It's so tight, he cannot afford to leave the slightest gap. Look at Beggio, dramatic stuff again, as he slides his kart into that end hairpin. He seems to get it that little bit more sideways than anybody else, really using the brakes to kick the back out as he comes in. Setting it up on the brakes, flicking it in on the steering, and then powering hard through. But it's not helping him too much. He's in fourth place at the moment, just losing touch a little bit with this leading trio. There's Gianni Berti, and he's going a little bit better in this race, in fifth place now, and managing to draw away a little bit from sixth place man. Through comes Beggio, then it looks like good battle going on for sixth. The battle for the lead on again. Fisichella gets down the inside this time, and Fisichella now in front. So Jarno Trulli forced down to second place, and Fisichella working hard to try and remain in control of this second final. He wants to try and gain those maximum points for the PCR team, using the PCR chassis and PCR engine up against the Tony kart of Jarno Trulli. The Tony karts have a tremendous record over the last few seasons. They're known as the innovators in the karting world, as Gianni Berti come through, and that's a good, nice clean overtaking maneuver to take him into fourth place now for Gianni Berti. And he's suddenly going that much better in this second race. Look at this, Jarno Trulli got the inside line for the end corner, and well, yes, that looked easy, didn't it? He just got down the inside. There wasn't a lot Fisichella could do about that. He had lost the position really as they came into the corner. Mislievich still holding on to third, then Gianni Berti in fourth. Beggio still in fifth place. Now then, can Fisichella attack again? Let's look back, see the action a little further down. There is still the battle for second. Oh, and Fisichella losing second place now as Mislievich goes through. But coming back, and now Gianni Berti getting in on the act as well. So Fisichella demoted 2 places in absolutely no time at all. He's now down in fourth place. So we've got in second place Mislievich, then, oh, and there's contact. Gianni Berti, a hefty whack to the back of Mislievich, and that's given Fisichella the chance to take his second place back. Great action from the Formula Super A karts, and Fisichella, having lost 2 places in one go, retakes those 2 places as Gianni Berti, just leaving his braking a little bit too late, whacks into the back of Mislievich, and not causing any damage, but just forcing them both to run a little bit wide. Fisichella taking advantage of that. Just running into the rear bumper bar of Mislievich kart. Oh, and there's almost contact between them again, these two. They're having a great tussle. Now, let's see what happens. Leader goes through, Fisichella in second, there he is, then third, Mislievich, fourth place, number 1, Gianni Berti. The rest of the field streams through as well. Beggio now under some pressure from Daniele Parilla, who seems to be going a little bit better now in this latter part of the race when he threw away the lead in the opening lap. And Gianni Berti getting down the inside of Mislievich there. So Gianni Berti taking another place once again, but this tussle really is going on all the way. I don't know if that was a sort of, thank you for giving me the room, only just about made it sort of thing. But whatever it is, Gianni Berti holding on to third place. Mislievich just tucked in behind him. But Jarno Trulli really has managed to get away a little bit now out in front. Looking in control, Parilla moving up one. He goes past Max Beggio for 5th place. And look at this, look how Fisichella has managed to catch up to Trulli. He goes past, straight down the inside. My word, he made that look easy. And Fisichella back in front again of Jarno Trulli. Then it's Mislievich, then it's Gianni Berti. So it's all changed still. And still everybody giving it their all. These karts really are phenomenally quick. They'll accelerate from virtually nothing to 60, bearing in mind they always have to have a rolling start, but they'll get up to 60 miles an hour in about 4 or 5 seconds. They really do accelerate incredibly fast. Brilliant throttle response. And a wonderful grounding for anybody who wants to go single-seater racing, or any sort of racing for that matter. Really builds the reactions, the control of the kart, very similar to the control required in a car, just the weight very much less, of course, a lot less momentum, but the basics of driving very, very similar, even without the use of the clutch. The basic feel of the chassis and the feel through the steering and the throttle and the brakes, all very much to be learnt in the world of karting. This is Parilla trying to find his way past, but struggling at the moment to get past Andrea Bellici. Bellici just holding him off at the moment as we look back towards the 2 leaders again. Fisichella in front of Jarno Trulli, then that other little battle going on for 3rd and 4th. So Parilla in 6th place at the moment. As there's a change for the leaders there again, Jarno Trulli dives down the inside. Well, that was a nice manoeuvre again. Later on the brakes, dived down the inside, but kept it all beautifully under control. And zapped back in front. So Italian Trulli one more time leads the race. And now defending. Oh, there's contact between the 2 of them. Fisichella right up over his rear wheel. He's kept it going. Now, is he going to lose too much time here? Is he going to lose 3rd place? Because he's got those battling duo just behind him still. But no, I think he's managed to hold on to 2nd place from Johnny Mislievich and Nicola Gianni Berti. But that surely has affected his chances. We're into the latter stages of the race now, and Jarno Trulli controlling it from the front and taking the checkered flag. Well, Fisichella had to have a go there. Trulli just shut the door, kept it tight, and Fisichella up onto the rear wheel, just flicked him up a little bit, and so losing out. But a great weekend for Jarno Trulli, who wins overall the 2nd race, and getting the most points after the weekend. There is Jarno, and delighted with his performance. We had a word with him after the race. And he says, well, very happy obviously with the performance. He said they worked a lot on the kart during the qualifying heats to make sure the kart was handling correctly. He said he was not so good in the last heat when all the leaders went off together, but he got through and he's really happy. This is Giancarlo Fisichella, finished 2nd then, and talking about his Italian Formula 3, he won last weekend and he's actually leading the championship now. So he's really looking forward to the remainder of the Italian series. Well, there you go. That's the first round of the European Championships in the karting. We'll be following it through the year. From Ben Edwards, for now, goodbye.